Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
So we all know about an apple a day, don't we? Well, we have something very, very important to tell you. Apple Insurance and Financial Services, one of the top Florida Blue agencies in the state of Florida. And we have Rick on the line, and we're going to talk about it. So, hi, Rick. This insurance thing is so confusing to people.
How are you, Anita?
I'm fine.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And tell us about this whole thing with insurance. You know, people can call you, and will you tell them what they can get and what they can't get? And I feel sorry for them.
I feel sorry for us, too. No, I'm just kidding. Basically, this is what's considered open enrollment from November and December. This is the actual time that regular, I call them regular, but individual persons that aren't covered by group insurance, this is the time that the government has dictated as open enrollment period, which means that everybody can now enroll for personal insurance. They could switch they could switch policies from last year. They could look into different companies. This is the time for them to do it. A lot of people are very overwhelmed because there's a lot of information, there are a lot of laws. Things change weekly in healthcare. So they go on what's called the exchange, oftentimes by themselves on healthcare.gov. They pick their state, they put in their zip code, and then they get barraged with literally hundreds of options of plans. And it could be Chinese because it really doesn't give the people a great understanding or a clear explanation of what it is that they can do. So agencies such as mine, we are again, just to remind everybody, Apple Insurance, but we're a Blue Cross Blue Shield agency. We're a Florida Blue agency. We sell only in Florida, and we represent Florida Blue. So my agents are experts, not only on navigating through the exchange, but on product options.
Right.
This is the time of year that we go back and look at the anticipated income for last year, look at the anticipated income for next year, and more than likely we're able to find subsidy help to help pay for the rising costs of insurance.
And I just want to give a phone number. So if you're one of those confused seniors, write this number down. Very, very important that you talk. Rick is one of the owners of the Apple Insurance and Financial Services. So you'll get to talk to him. You may not talk to him directly, but he has lots of excellent sales representatives. So the phone number there is 888-236-8830. That's 888-236-8830. The phones are busy because I'm sure they're ringing off the wall. Just be patient, and they'll get back, right?
Yes, and if they're local, if they're Broward or Palm Beach County, they can call 954-580-8100. The office manager here, who's actually on standby for the next 30 days, I think he's here every single day. His name is Joe Zaran. If they call and ask for him, we'll know it came from this interview. So if you have any local people that want to show loyalty to your show, just call the office and ask for Joe Zaran. He's been with Florida Blue going on 13 years, and he runs the show at Apple for Broward and Palm Beach County for Medicare. So any of your Medicare clientele want to call and ask for him specifically, that would be great, and it would show some loyalty to you and your audience.
And you said it was 954-580-8100.
You got it, 954-580-8100. And if you have people listening from around the state, the 888 number is perfect.
And so people, when they call, and can they do all this on the phone, or do they have to meet with someone?
No, that's the nice thing about it. If they want somebody to come to their house or come to the office, they can. But 85% of the time, we can take care of this over the phone. They could we could do it via webinar if they have a computer, or if not, we do it just over the phone. We could go online. We could get them quotes. We could show them plans. We email them their options if they would like an email. If they would like a just regular snail mail, we could basically any way. But 85% of our business we do online.
Yeah. So tell me, how many how many seniors really are signed up now for all this? I mean, because now's the time when if they want to change who they're with, now's the time to do it, right? Up until when? December something?
December 15th.
Mm-hmm. And do you find that people, once they're with you, they probably don't want to change, do they?
Well, once they're with us, they typically stay because, again, service is very important, and we tend to know our clientele, so we service them adequately. But even though they're with us, oftentimes as people get older, their needs change or their doctors change or they want to see specific people. So we have lots of products within the Blue Cross arena that they could be educated about. We have Advantage plans. We have the HMO, we have your traditional PPO, and we have your Medicare supplements. So basically for somebody that travels around the country and doesn't want to be pigeonholed into a specific network would take a supplement, which means they can go to any hospital, any doctor, anywhere in the country, emergencies anywhere in the world. If they wanted a little bit of flexibility but wanted to stay within the Blue Cross network, we have what's called Medicare Advantage plans. Those are also no cost. And then we do have for smaller costs, we do have HMOs and PPOs. HMOs are free. The PPO is a small fee, but for the most part, everybody this year is opting into the Medicare Advantage plans. Those have all the bells and whistles as a supplement, except for the fact that you really stay within the Florida Blue network. But that's typically adequate for people that do most of their doctor visits in Florida.
Okay, and in your ad, I had a question about this. It says, are you turning 65? Then are you turning 75? What's the difference?
Well, what's funny is on that specific ad that you're looking at, as people get older, again, like I just said, their needs change. A lot of people start out in Medicare jumping in onto the supplement because when you get in early, Blue Cross has something called Forever Blue, which means if you enroll at 65, no matter what plans you decide to jump to throughout the years, you always pay the 65-year-old rate. So it gives people that are getting later on in years flexibility with the price protection. But the other thing that ad was supposed to indicate is just because you're on a supplement when you're 65, 70 years old, we have people for 20, 25 years with us, and they're now turning 80 or 85, and they don't need these supplements anymore. They basically stay in Broward or Palm Beach County. Their doctors are all local. They don't go back and forth from Florida to New York or New Jersey or to California, and they're paying a couple $100 a month for the privilege of flexibility, and they don't really need it. So we're just reminding people that it doesn't matter how old you are. Needs are constantly changing, and each year you have an opportunity to switch plans into something that might be more beneficial towards you.
I see. Now, my mother was in this. My mother passed away in 2004, but my mother was with Blue Cross for so many years. That was the company. Florida Blue was Blue Cross, right?
Yes.
Okay, she was with it for, maybe 40 years. I don't know how long, but she never even thought about her insurance. She just had it, and when we went to the doctor, showed it, and it was perfect.
Yep, you understand how that worked then.
Yeah.
And it still does that right now. But an easy example that just happened, and that's why we decided to run that ad, is we have a couple of clients that called us. They're on fixed income. They're well into their 80s. They're very healthy. They still drive and do everything. But when they signed up for the supplements, they were seeing doctors on Long Island. And they don't see those doctors anymore. And they just kept the plan because they thought once they got it, that's all they could get. And they didn't realize that instead of paying $286 every month for a plan that gives them the ability to go to other states, when they don't, they got a plan that was $0 premium. Their doctors take it down here, and they're saving close to $3,000 a year now apiece.
No kidding. Now, that is something that's very important.
Yeah.
So now, are you getting baby boomers? That's why you're saying, are you turning 65? You're looking for them, aren't you?
The baby boomers, in my opinion, people turning 65 with today's healthcare market are the luckiest people because they're going from, as you and everybody else knows, unfortunately, the way that healthcare is now, the plans are getting a little expensive. People turning 65 have like a fresh start. At 65, they could get into any plan they want on the Medicare side. They'll pay the least amount of money that they'll ever pay because 65 is almost age zero when it comes to health insurance. And they could pick whatever they like to. And a lot of these people are used to paying a couple of $100 or a couple $1,000 a month, depending on their policies. And now they can take a supplement out, and they get better benefits, a much bigger network, and they pay half the price as what they were paying at 64. So those are actually very pleasant sales.
I would say so.
People are happy with that.
I would say so. So let me just give you a couple of phone numbers. You can actually call their office at 954-580-6100 or
8100.
8100.
954-580.
You're right.
It's my fault.
Right. Let's do it. No. 954-580-8100. Or if you are wanting to use the 800 number, if you have friends out of this local area, it's 888-236-8830. And so I want some other things in your ad. When you say new grandchild, what would that do?
A lot of people that have younger kids and have families, it's not necessarily for them, but a lot of people help out with their children. And as babies are being born, they change their life circumstances throughout the year, and if they let us know that, and their kids are local, we find money for them to help pay for their health insurance.
Really?
So so you might somebody that insurance is based upon the amount of people in your family. So a lot of times, somebody has a child, they go from 2 to 3 people, or go from 3 to 4 people. That's a change of life circumstance, and they get what's called an automatic. It's a brand new open enrollment period, let's say. So by them having grandchildren, it's a heads up to say, hey, if you want to let us know about that, we might be able to help them. You have a baby, it's basically an automatic open enrollment period, so those people get a fresh start, and it's pretty positive news, I think.
Right. And I asked you this the last time, or maybe I'm not sure if I asked you or your partner, but let me just ask you that you talked about the new pet, and you gave me the name of a different insurance company for my pet, and I have
Healthy Paws.
Yeah, because I think they may be cheaper than my other one.
Yeah, Healthy Paws, like I said last time.
Right.
Healthy Paws is it's a company that we affiliated with. I've been in health insurance a very long time. I get solicited by a lot of companies to sell their products. I've never once even considered a health insurance for pets because they're all the same to me. But this particular product I think is outstanding. And the first time I looked at it, the first thing I did is I signed up my dogs because we're involved in animal rescue and we have a bunch of dogs. And
good for you.
That's the first thing I did.
Good for you. What kind of dogs do you have?
I have we have 2 smaller, like Maltese mutts,
right,
from the Humane Society.
Right.
I have a larger dog, a golden doodle, and then we just fostered a small dog. It's a mix. Again, most of them there's no breed because they come from from shelters. We will foster or adopt them.
I was going to say, when you foster them, you're going to wind up adopting them. It's hard to keep that
happens more than it doesn't. So the answer to you is yes.
Right. I know, because I have a Shih Tzu and I've had also the Maltese.
Shih Tzus are awesome. I've had a Shih Tzus in the past,
but I always get them also. I get them from from someone that can't keep them or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. How can you not? So now, the other thing in your ad, and I want to go over that also. It says that you, of course, deal with health insurance, and we've been talking about that. And you deal in Medicare policies. We know that. But you deal in life insurance. We never cover that. And I know that there are all sorts of life insurance policies that are, really they do more than just pay your heirs at the time of a death.
Yes. Life insurance policies, for the most part, the traditionals, like what you said, they cover costs should something happen to you. But again, with the changing healthcare movements and and that as expensive as insurance is for a lot of people. A lot of folks that we deal with, a lot of our clients are interested in like long-term care policies, and we do have those, but those could be expensive.
Right.
So there are a lot of life insurance policies out there that act as partial long-term care policies, and if you don't use the benefits, it turns into a life policy, which has become very, very popular. So people could sign up for these particular policies, and they know should they need long-term care, they have it. Should they not use the benefit up, or should they not even use it at all? There's a life insurance portion of it. A lot of people like the certainty to know that the money that they're putting away will cover them no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what people have said. Now, if they've waited so long to get long-term care, it's just not that financially it's out of this world.
Yes, but sometimes we can help them with these types of policies. They're limited on the long-term care, but they're still better than nothing.
Yeah.
And if you're younger and you buy these policies, they're actually better for the long-term care because the cash value accumulates throughout the term of paying into the policy. So by the time that you use it, you really have a phenomenal benefit, more so than if you would have bought it directly at a fixed cost.
Absolutely. And so I guess your insurance agency, though, handles everything. But what would be the primary product that you do sell?
Yeah, primarily, like I said, we're a Florida Blue agency, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Florida. That's our that's what people really come to us for, because it's the largest health insurance carrier in the world. But once they get to meet us and my staff, we offer all these other products, and because we do such a large volume on health insurance, we're able to do things for clients that a lot of smaller agencies can't do. We're networked in with term life, long-term care, like we said, annuities, disability. We deal with a lot of heavy producers, large volume wholesalers that really help give my clients optimal pricing.
Oh, okay.
They can piggyback on, and that's really comes down to the client. Everybody that calls us, we'll meet whatever the need that they have. We take the time to get to know our clients. I think the very first time I spoke to you, we were talking about the fact that we're a brick and mortar agency.
Yes.
And a lot of people, I know people listen to your show because people have called me and asked me about that.
Right.
And again, what that means is we're actual agents. We're not sitting here in a call center. You're not buying health insurance through Facebook with us. I have over 90 agents located throughout South Florida, West Florida, and Central Florida. And we really take care of our people, and they could come in and sit down with us if they like. My guys will go to them if they like. But more often than not, like you had indicated correctly, a lot of people just prefer to do this over the phone and just become internet friends, which is what we do.
Internet friends. So where is your major office if they were to come?
We're on site. We're 2765 Cypress Creek Road in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, well, that's convenient.
Yep, and we're just about to open, and we just opened a new office. We'll be taking up occupancy in about a month and a half in Boca, 3010 North Military Trail.
Really?
So for anybody up in Coral Springs, Boca, Delray, Boynton, they could go up there. We have an office in Martin County as well.
Oh my goodness, that is perfect for us, right? That's why because we should be leaving our magazines at your office. Let's see, your other one is in Cypress Creek.
Absolutely.
Do we ever leave them there?
Yes, you do.
Oh, we do. Well, we will leave. When are you going to be open in Boca?
We're going to move in there after open enrollment. This comes first.
Oh, of course, it's too much.
We're probably going to move in towards the end of January. By February 1, the doors will be open.
Oh, okay. That'll be great. Okay, so now I do want to ask you some more things about when this disability insurance. That's really for business people, isn't it?
It's for everybody.
Really?
Well, here, let me explain this to you in an easier way. Disability insurance, if you're self-employed and something happens, whether it be a accident, slip and fall, whether it be a car accident, if you get diagnosed, if you're sick, if you can't work, what disability does is it not only pays for medical expenses because you can't work, but it also supplements your income. So when you say it's for business people, you're really correct in that people that are self-employed or on commission that don't get a salary, those are people that need us. But a lot of employers, small and medium-sized businesses, offer disability insurance for their staff as like a perk, because just because you're on a salary and just because you work for a company, the responsibility of paying you if you're out is going to be on the employer. So it doesn't hurt for somebody that's not necessarily self-employed to have it, because if something happens to them, they're going to be covered. Correct?
Yeah. I'm thinking about what you just said. But so this could be of anybody, but this is not a senior to do that, and that something happens to them.
No.
This is for people who are working. Right, and that's very, very important. And then you have, I'm just going down your list, accidental and critical illness. Is that what you were talking about now? That's not.
Yep, accidental and critical illnesses insurances that also supplement your health care. They're low cost and they're not that expensive. An accident insurance could cost $23, but it's almost like an Aflac. If you end up in the emergency room because you had a slip and fall or you broke your arm or something, it pays you. And the ideology behind that is it helps you cover your costs of your deductibles, and it helps supplement your income as well if you can't work and need to take some time off.
Well, I just want everyone to know my guest is Rick JULTAK, and he's the managing partner from Apple Insurance Financial Services, Inc. It's one of the top Florida Blue agencies in the state of Florida. And they actually are what we call full service, meaning that just what we've been talking about. They do so many things. It isn't just Medicare insurance. It's all sorts of insurance. And I wanted to know, what really was your background? Did you start when you graduated from high school? Did you get into the insurance business?
My background, no, we probably need more time for that. But,
I know, I'm teasing you.
Real quickly, I have a PhD in conflict resolution. I was a certified mediator. I started off doing divorce, child support, custody, going back about 22 years ago.
You're kidding.
Then got into mergers and acquisitions on the business side. I started with insurance as a consultant to help some people open up some offices in South Florida about 18 years ago, and I really fell in love with the business. I thought it was I just thought it was a phenomenal opportunity and decided to get into it myself. So I went from an outside consultant to a regular salesperson, working my way up from salesperson to a manager. I ran a couple of offices, and eventually I bought the agency. And we started our own 8 years ago.
Right. So Mark and you are partners.
Yes.
Oh my goodness! What kind of a background does he have? I am really impressed.
Mark was a friend of mine for a long time. Mark was in the hospitality industry when I started. When I came to insurance and I started managing an agency. This is about 15 years ago. He was talking about a career change himself, and he worked for me as an agent, and he became my top agent. And when I left to open up Apple, he came along with, and we opened it together.
Now that's quite a story. That's lovely. That's why I think people like to deal with you, because you do have a lot of experience. It's interesting when people move from one occupation to another, and they're smart. They bring all that together, don't they?
Yep.
Especially in your business, having the conflict resolution, I'm sure that's really important.
Hopefully that really helps.
And you have a lot of agents. I know when you were at our last expo, when you were a sponsor, your place, I mean, you took up almost the whole middle of the expo, and you had all these people working for you. That's how many do you have?
We have over 90.
90 sales reps? Oh my heavens.
Yep, and it works.
Wow, it does. I'm sure it does work. Well, it's good that you're doing that. Of course, we're now working on our next expo, and we're really amazed that people like you were, do such a great job, because there are a lot of people I've noticed, Rick, in this business who are very dangerous. I just have to say that. I'm not saying who they are, but I'm telling you they're dangerous.
Yes, no, I agree. I'm very careful. And let me tell with the agents that we have, my turnover is almost zero. As we grow, my agents tend to stay with us, and we don't lose many. We're very careful as to who we hire. I always tell people it's very easy to sell a product if you sell it wrong. So everybody needs to be careful when they're buying or selling a product. And with what we do, especially now that people get locked into products, that everybody has to be sure that, they know what they're getting.
Right.
They really do.
Right.
Insurance is unilateral. They don't have to keep the product. So to sell something to somebody and not be educated, not educate them as to what it is, I mean, it doesn't do any good. You really need to make sure people get what they need, not necessarily what they want.
Right.
You have to make sure they get what they need and let them understand that's what they need, and then they'll end up wanting it.
Right. That's good philosophy. That's really great. Well, Rick, it's always wonderful having you on our show, and I really wish you so much good luck. I know it's a busy time for you, and I'll be looking forward to your January opening. I guess you'll have a little bit of an opening and invite us.
We'll definitely invite you. Absolutely, you're going to come to an open house. You'll be hearing from me, okay?
Right, and hopefully I'll see you at the expo.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Have a good day,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you so much, Rick. Remember, everyone, call for more information at 954-580-8100. Thanks again.
Bye-bye.
Bye.